Hey guys, welcome back to One Shot Cophine. A bit of a disclaimer, this is not a review. Rather, it is a shout out to all the fic authors out there and a bit of personal drabble about fanfiction and why I'm so overly passionate about it in the first place. I've said it 100 times already, tonight especially, but I'm going to say it again and again until my dying breath. Fanfiction authors are the lifeblood of this fandom, and as much as I would like to pretend that it isn't, our fandom is dying. I didn't even find OB or board the Cophine ship until months after season 3 ended, and I can't speak for what things were like years ago because of that, though I imagine the fandom was in full bloom. So to say that it is dying now may be old news to many, but the small corner I found myself in is falling to the wayside, and that is distressing for me. So distressing that I felt compelled to talk about it. And perhaps that's what bothers me most, is that all I can do is talk about it. I can read every fic I see, leave kudos and comments, and record podcasts, but I cannot make fic authors stay aboard this ship. I cannot inspire them to write when they are so burned out after giving so much to readers who won't take the time to leave a simple kudos, and after giving so much to showrunners who don't give a fuck about the viewers that they wouldn't have a show without. This is not to say that fic writers should never stop writing for their fandom. To expect that would be ludicrous. That's not what I'm saying. It just kills me to see these remarkable authors be down on themselves, to question their talent when they've written works that overshadow any quote-unquote professionally published novels that I have ever read. Works that they write for no financial gain whatsoever at that. My point is that when a fic writer throws in the towel, bows out of the fandom for whatever reason, and, perhaps jumps ship from one to another, they best damn well do so knowing that they left behind small legacies, if you will. I want them to leave knowing that their work was appreciated and cherished, be it one story or 20, finished or unfinished. We owe them that much. And I know this sounds dramatic, and what I'm about to say is going to sound even more dramatic, I'm sure, but I don't really care tonight. I'm going to take a minute to talk about why I make such a big deal about these stories. I think for a lot of us, the representation is an obvious thing. It resonates. And for me, as a lesbian woman living in the heart of the Bible Belt with little to no LGBT connections, it resonates hard. And I don't want to say that I've, given up on love or whatever, but it's nice to see, if only in a story, that two women can be strong, intelligent, flawed, and unapologetically head over heels in love with one another. That they can build lives together in countless universes. That's important to me. That's something that has helped me. And if there's one thing Tumblr seems to agree on, it's that we're all a little lonely and we're all a little fucked up. And I've struggled with depression and massive anxiety since I was a young teenager, but I didn't start reading fic until about 3 years ago. And I started with Xena fanfiction, if you must know, a fandom that, as far as fic goes, is already dead, riddled with broken links and more stories disappearing from the web every day. Anyway, it was a revelation for me. Suddenly I had something to look forward to. I was reading for pleasure again, something I hadn't done in years. I was feeling things, laughing, crying, grinning like an idiot in the overly bright light of my cell phone screen at 4 a.m. I was still having anxiety attacks in my car every morning before class, but now I had something to pull my mind away from that. So while I'm still trembling and my stomach's in knots, I didn't always get sick. I would still lie on my floor at night and wonder if the next day was really worth sticking around to see, but eventually I'd scrape myself up and read and find hope in these beautiful stories. I don't admit it often, but I owe my life to fanfiction, which to most may sound really pathetic, but I don't care, because words are powerful, be it written or spoken, and every story that I've read has found a home in me. It's filled my dark nights with fond memories and inspired me both to write and to dream. Like I said, I know that sounds dramatic, and you can think me weird, that's fine, but just know that I'm grateful. Just know that your work touches people in profound ways, even if they can't find the courage to tell you. And if you are one of those people, please try to tell them. A simple, "the story is breathtaking and I love it," will do. But with that said, though I can't possibly name all of them, I would like to at least name a few. First and foremost, I know it's a Cophine blog, but I've got to go way back and extend my utmost appreciation to the lovely bards of the Xeniverse. LJ Moss, rest in peace. Julia Noel Goldman, aka Xena's little bitch. Cian Winters, Eloquence, Mary Morgan, and again, so many more. A special shout out to Yes Both Ways, the only bard I have ever had the pleasure to speak with and almost meet. You have no idea how much I admire your keeping the Xenoverse alive, even so many years later. About a month before discovering the Obi fandom, I fell really hard into the Vossmanship. The fic there is limited beyond belief, but two authors absolutely destroyed me with their heartbreaking stories, so thank you to Alana Bloom and Like I Love You for Pussies. You two are fucking incredible. And lastly, there are so many of you in this wonderful fandom. I've had the pleasure of talking to a handful of you, and you're all so very kind and humble. Trilon and Perisphere and Lady Zephyr, it's no secret that I adore your creativity and your just mind-blowing skill. Tumbleweed, Kind of Always Late, Arabia Bazaar, Involok, Winterquo, Tartarific, JBear1701, OTEP324B21, aka Hotbreaker, rightfully so. Beggar Who Rides, Cophine Lives, Those Far Places, the rest of the Obi Frankenfix group, and again, so many more. You are all brilliant authors. Don't doubt yourselves for a second. Thank you. 100 times over, thank you. For all the roaring laughter at 2 a.m., the smiles when I'm having a shitty day, and for the tears when you split my chest open with your angst, but in the best of ways. Keep doing what you do, but only for yourselves. You owe us nothing, but you give and or have given so much. And when you go, just know that we will miss your creative genius, your humor, your smuttiness, and your wits. But what you've left with us will be treasured always. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. So, thank you for listening, and good night, guys.